and this is a rough course outline which I have drawn, right, for each and every day's coverage. Okay, and uh, look, first thing which I'll do is that I'll just take up few of the course frequently asked questions, which almost everybody has whenever he comes for the training. Okay, right. So these are some of the questions which almost all people have, right? The first is that what all will be taught in the course. All right. This is Selenium training. This is Selenium with Java training. Okay. So we will be learning Java. We will be learning WebDriver, Selenium WebDriver 3. Okay. Frameworks, Maven and TestNG, Jenkins, Grid. Okay. All these things will be covered in the training. Right. Will I get access to the videos? Yes, you will get access to the videos. In this training, you have got two sets of videos. Okay. The first set of videos are the ones which are available on the website qtpselenium.com. Okay. If you go to our website, if you go to the Selenium training section, you will find 44 modules under here. You will get access to all those 44 modules. Alright. Apart from that, alright, we are recording the session. We are recording the current session as well. You will get access to the recordings as well of the current session. For today's session recording, I will be mailing you the details and all. You will get the recording for today's session on email. Okay, so do you record the current session? Yes, you record. We do record the current sessions which we are actually doing right now. Okay, now then another important question which most of the people ask is that do I need to know Java for learning Selenium? I don't know programming. Look, you need to learn Java. Okay, there is no running away from it, and you need to learn core Java in quite a good way. You cannot just run away from it. All right. Some people think that I know partial Java or I had studied Java 5 years back or 2 years back and I can do it. Well, in that case also you cannot do it because you have to have a very good and thorough knowledge of Java, and in this training we will be covering Java. Okay. Look, I'll tell you the advantage. The advantage is that suppose you today you learn Selenium. You learn Selenium with Java. And tomorrow you want to learn some other tools. Some other tools like say Appium, okay, which is for mobile automation. Or you want to learn a tool like say JMeter, which is for load testing, or load runner. Okay, these are various tools which we use as testers for various things, right? And or you want to learn SOAP UI, which is for web services testing. So in this scenario, you don't need to. Okay, just a minute, guys. Just a minute. There's something which happened with the piece. Right. Okay. So, guys, if you have any questions, what you can do is that you can ask your questions by uh, there is a chat icon. You will be seeing a chat icon. You can ask your questions through chat, or you will see the option to unmute yourself, and you can unmute yourself and ask questions. Okay, right. My screen went away for some time, but if you have any questions, I'll just ping you on chat as well. Okay, I've pinged everyone on the chat, and whenever you ask a question, make sure that on chat you address it to everyone. All right, fine. Now, as I was telling you that if you learn some other tool after learning this, like Appium, JMeter, Load Runner, or SOAP Player, or anything, the process is easy. It becomes easy. All right. The challenge is not as big challenge as it is right now for most of the people to learn Selenium with Java, because when you learn Selenium with Java, you get a certain background. You have a knack in Java and programming, so picking up other tools it becomes easy. All right, fine. Now another thing is that I want help in my project. I want to do a project, or I want to clear an interview with Selenium. So will this training help me and all? Certainly, this training will help you. Okay. If you just want to learn Selenium, it takes around 10 days to learn it. But if you want to learn it to a level where you can clear an interview confidently, it takes 6 to 8 weeks minimum. Okay, so if you want to reach a level of a person having say 2 years of experience, you need to give 6 to 8 weeks of practice easily, and we will help you with this. Okay, the duration of this training is nearly 25 to 30 hours, right? And in this 50% of the time, we will be giving to WebDriver, Java, TestNG, Grid, Maven, Ant, and all those things. And 50% of the time we will give it to a project. Okay, we'll do an end-to-end framework. Okay, and we will complete everything. Okay, right. Another question which many people ask is, could you also provide some kind of project? Look, framework which I just told you is basically a project only. So we will be covering the entire framework end to end. Okay, if you want to access this sheet, right, you can access it from this URL. I'll give the URL on the chat to everyone. Okay, you must have got it, right? Meanwhile, anybody having any questions regarding the class, regarding Selenium, regarding anything, before I start off with the training. Today is day 1, so we'll be just covering the basic stuff. Okay, so anyone with any questions? Okay, there is a question being asked, right, that is there any certification for QA automation? Look, for QA automation, there are a number of tools. It depends on the tool which you want to learn. For Selenium, there is no official certification. For QTP, there is official certification. For SOAP UI, there is certification. Okay, there is nothing known as QA automation certification. All right.
Ashish, one quick question. This is Prakash. Are we using Maven or are we going to use any other tool, Eclipse and all that?
We will use Eclipse, we will use Maven, we will use Ant, we will use everything.
Okay. Thank you.
So, anybody with any other questions? Right. The timing of this class is from 7 to 8 AM Indian time, and in US it will be like 9:30 to 10:30 PM US time, Eastern time, EST. So you can adjust the time zone. I think it will be from 6:30 to 7:30 PM PST, and I guess 8 to 9 PM Central time, right? Okay, so this is the time, and every day you'll get a new link for the meeting. So now let me start off with the training. Okay, so today is the first day, and most of you must be knowing stuff which I'm going to tell you on the first day, right? So I'll start off with the brief history of Selenium and where it is going, and what are the components of Selenium, and what all we will be learning. Okay, look, when I worked on this tool for the first time, there were 3 components. Way back in 2007. Okay, one was known as Selenium RC. One is still there, it is known as IDE, and another one is Grid. Okay, if you talk about IDE as a tool is something which only works on Mozilla. Okay, it is a record and run tool. It generates no reports. Alright, look, IDE is more or less, I can say, it's not a very useful thing. Record and run feature is there in every website, but nobody records and runs. If suppose I take up a website like CNN.com, that website changes every day, or BBC.com, the website changes every day, the entire website is new every day. So you cannot just afford record and run, you cannot record today and run it every time. Okay, right. So out here we don't use IDE, and in this training also I'm not going to cover IDE. What I'm going to cover, I'll just tell you. Right now, earlier there was a component known as RC as well. The advantage of RC was that it could make dynamic scripts without recording, but tester had to learn a programming language, okay, like Java, C Sharp, Ruby, Perl, Python, any one of them. Okay, it could generate good reports. HTML reports and all could be generated with RC. Okay, those reports you can send it to your manager or the client, anyone. Alright, and grid. Grid is something which is used to run the test cases parallelly. You have a central machine. You connect other machines to this central machine and you can run the test cases parallelly. Okay, this saves time, nothing else. You make the RC scripts, Selenium RC scripts, then put the scripts on grid and run the scripts parallelly. Okay, suppose you have 10,000 test cases, so they take a lot of time to execute. So you can run them across different machines with grid. Okay, now what we do is that actually these days what happened was somewhere in 2011, August 2011, Selenium WebDriver came in the market. It is also known as 2.0. Okay, this was a complete change. Selenium WebDriver is completely different than Selenium RC. Okay, both of them are completely different. You don't need to learn RC to learn WebDriver. And it actually removed a lot of drawbacks which were there in WebDriver were removed, sorry, in RC. Whatever the drawbacks were, all the drawbacks were released or all the drawbacks were fixed in WebDriver 2.0. Okay, and last year what happened was in between of the year we came up with Selenium 3 or WebDriver 3. There isn't much difference. Okay, there isn't much difference between 2.0 and 3.0. As a beginner, you can decide to learn anything. Okay, it really doesn't make a difference. Alright, we will be learning WebDriver 3 in the training. Although WebDriver 3 has got lot of drawbacks, okay, there are still bugs inside it. The last stable release of Selenium, which everybody prefers, is 2.53. The version 2.53 for Selenium was the most stable one. Okay, right now the version is 3.4, but 3.4 has got a lot of defects. Okay, so we'll see that in the training. Okay, you'll come to know. I'm just giving you an overview right now. Right, and right now we have got Grid 3. Grid 3 is still there in the market. It supports Selenium 3 and all. And IDE is still there, but nobody uses it. So in this training, we will be covering Selenium 3. Okay, we will certainly cover Selenium 3, and we will look at Selenium 2.53 as well and Grid as well. Alright, fine. Now, if you learn Selenium, then there are other tools, like for example, there is a tool known as Appium. I just told you about this, right? This tool is built on top of Selenium, and if you learn Selenium, then learning Appium, it becomes really easy. Alright, so this was a brief history of what this tool is and where it is going. Right, so anybody with any questions? You can use the chat option or you can use your mic to ask questions. You can unmute yourself. Right.
Ashish, I have a question. What is the book that you would suggest to refer along with this training, especially on Selenium?
Look, I use no book and I don't know about any book. Okay. Look, practically speaking, I don't think so any book can help you out in this. Okay, because when you do a framework, you will realize. Alright. It's something which you have to code, and you cannot learn coding by reading a book. Okay, that's what I believe. Right. Whatever videos we are providing you in this training, they are more than enough, right? Yeah, Milesh, it's okay if you miss something. It's okay, don't worry. I have recorded everything. You can have a look at the recording as well. Okay, right. So,
Ashish, one quick question. Will you help us to install all this Selenium
yes.
R3?
Yeah, I'm coming over to that right now. Yes. Okay, right. So, fine. Now, why is Java important? Okay, right. Now, look, the thing is, I've seen many people. I'm working on since 10 years on this tool, and I've been training since past 5 years. Okay, I've seen many people just jumping off directly to Selenium, right, without learning Java. It's never going to help you out. Okay, look, if you go to the official website of Selenium, if you go to this web page, Selenium, hold on. Okay, and if you go to the download section over here, first of all, if you look at this website, the first line says that Selenium automates browsers. Okay, look, Selenium is an automation testing tool which only works on web-based applications. It is not for other applications, only for web-based applications, right? Not for Windows-based. Okay, if you go to the download section, you will see two things. For the Java version, there is three things: download link, change log, and Java doc. If I look at the Java doc, this is the official documentation of Selenium, right? Okay, the official documentation of Selenium, you cannot just understand it, you will have to learn Java, and you will have to learn moreover the concepts of object-oriented programming. If you don't learn this, you just cannot jump over to Selenium. You have to learn object-oriented programming, concept of interfaces and all that stuff. Okay, right. So I'm coming over to your questions. Okay, and another question which is being asked is that if I, this is the question. Uh, just a minute. If I learn Selenium, can we do Appium? Yes, Appium is a tool which is built on top of Selenium. If you learn Selenium, then learning Appium, it becomes really easy. Okay, another question being asked is that, will Jenkins be covered in the course? And yes, I will cover Jenkins, don't worry, right? Okay, right. Now, moving over, I just told you about Java docs to Selenium. Now, the first thing is you need to install Java and you need to install JDK, right? Look, I'm starting it from the basics. Maybe there are people over here who know these things, but I just cannot ignore these because there are people in this training who are just beginners. Okay, right. So, Milesh, you can actually watch the videos which I'm recording in the class. That will be more than enough. Okay, right. So out here, the first thing is you write over here, download JDK. Okay, just search on Google, download JDK. Right, and go to the first link. JDK is the complete Java development kit. Okay, you go to the first link and go here, download JDK. Okay, right, and out here you will have the Java SC development kit, accept the license and download it for your operating system. Okay, right. So out here, Windows 60, this is the 32-bit version and this is the 64-bit version. If you want for Mac OS, this is the version. The reason I'm asking you to install JDK is that because we have to use Eclipse and Eclipse works only with JDK. Alright, so that's why I'm asking. Fine. Now out here, if I go to Google and type download Eclipse. Okay, Eclipse is the version of, Eclipse is an IDE which is, actually my mind was somewhere else, I'm sorry. Right, so Eclipse is something which is used to write the code for Java. Okay, it's an editor, right, and you can download it depending on the operating system over here. You can simply download it. It comes as a bundle, right? When you have it on your PC configured, right, you will see that it is something like this. When you open up Eclipse, Eclipse will open up like this. This will be the folder. Okay, and this will be the main exe file for Eclipse. Okay, eclipse.exe, right? You start it. Right, this is the workspace launcher. This means, the path where you want to store all the code. This is the path where we will be storing all the code and all the, projects and all, whatever we will be making in the training. So I will be making a new workspace for this training. Okay, so I will name it June 17 week today. Alright, so under this path you will be storing all the code. You click on OK button and it will launch. Okay, there's a question being asked that if you have any doubts, can we reach out? Yes, you can reach out. We have a forum where you can post. You can also ping us on Skype. Okay, right. So, fine. You can also do that. Okay, so this is Eclipse. It's just started up. Look, today is the first day. Alright, so don't worry. Right, I'm just covering the basic things. Right, now this is the welcome screen. You can close it. This is outline over here on the right side. You can close the outline, the task list, everything. Alright, look, this is Project Explorer. We'll be keeping the projects over here. In the console at bottom, you will be getting the output. Don't worry at this error, whatever it is written over here. Actually, I was trying to configure Android on my PC, and while configuring Android, there is something which went wrong. That's why this is coming up. Right. We'll be writing the code in the central part over here. Okay. So you create a new Java project by going to File, New, and you select Project over here. Fine. And under Java, you will be able to see Java project. Okay. You create Java project and I will name it as day 1. Fine, and you finish it off. Let it be there. Hold on. So you get a window like this. Do you want to open this perspective window? I'll click on yes, and your project will be formed. And you will be able to see day 1 over here. No, Gopakumar, you don't need to install JDK and Eclipse right now. You can listen to the class. I'll send you the recordings of the class, and while watching the recording, you can do that. Just concentrate on the class. Look, whatever code I am teaching you, whatever I am teaching you in the class, don't try to replicate parallelly on your PC right now. Just try to understand it. We record the sessions. You can look at the recordings after the class, and that can help you out. Okay. right? So this is the day one project. If I expand it, I will see a source folder. The source folder is a folder in which we write all the Java code and all everything. And you will be seeing another thing known as GRE system library. This is nothing but Java which was installed on your PC. Okay, it's got the Java jar files and all. I'll tell you about it, just hold on. If you right click on the project, you will get lot of options. Okay, and we will be using this properties option the most. Alright, in the properties option, you will see the path of the project. Okay, if I copy this path, it is the path on the hard drive under the workspace which I have created. Right, so this will be the day one project, and under it you'll see various files and folders, out of which only source folder you can map it to Eclipse. You can see this Eclipse, the source folder inside Eclipse. Alright, so in the source folder I'm going to create a new Java file. It's very easy, you just need to right click and select new class. Right, a Java file is also known as a new class, so you can say for example basics, right, and I'll name it as basics, and you check on this checkbox public static void main, fine, and you make this class, finish it off. So you get this. Hold on, let me increase my font size, just a minute, it will be very clear to you in that case. Right, I hope you are able to see this clearly. Okay, so this is the class, public class basics, and this is the main function in it. Main function is present in all the programming language. This is the function in which the control comes up for the first time when you run the program. And what is public, what is static, all these things you will come to know, not right now. Okay, by tomorrow's session you will be able to understand what public is, what static is, and all that stuff. Okay, right, in Java, if I have to print something in the main function, you can simply write system.out.println. Hold on, say Selenium class. Okay, the shortcut is you can type SYSO and hit the control space bar of the keyboard. You will get various options. You can select sysout over here and you'll get this. So it's SYSO and control space bar. Okay, you can select this after that instead of writing the complete stuff. Okay, so when I run this code, right, there's a run button on the top. When I run this, at the bottom you will see that it is printing Selenium class in the console. Okay, right. So now what I am assuming you know basics of programming. You know what integer is, you know what string is, you know what boolean is, if statements, for loop, while loop. Okay, these are basics of programming languages, these things are available in all the languages. Okay, if you don't know these things, okay, then I would request you not to join this training directly. You can buy the access to our videos, only the video tutorials, watch them, get some background, and later on join the training. You don't need to pay the full fees, just you need to pay the difference amount and you can join the training. Because I cannot discover these things and so low level things in the trainings, right? Now what I will be concentrating on right now will be the concept of OOPS, object oriented programming, which is important. Okay, right. So okay, there's a question being asked that other than Eclipse, what are the editors? There are a lot of editors. Okay, people use IntelliJ. Okay, IntelliJ is one of the editors, but I don't like it that much. Right? There are many other editors, but Eclipse is the most suitable one, to be very honest. Okay, it's not very heavy, it's not very light. Okay, it fits your need in Selenium, right? And it's open source. Alright, fine. Now out here, if I talk about, this was basics, these are the basics of Java which I just told you right now, right? If I look at my day one project, you will be able to see the source folder over here, and under the source folder you will be able to see basics.java. If I open this, this is the same file which was there inside Eclipse, okay, under the source folder. And under the bin folder, I will be able to see a class known as basics.class. Okay, every Java file, when it's compiled and executed, it converts into a class file. Okay, this class file, if I try to open and try to read, you will not be able to understand anything in it. Okay, it's not readable, it's machine language. This class file is equivalent to an exe file. Okay, this class file is an executable file. If you want to give it to the client, you can give it to the client. He can execute the program directly from this class file. If you want, you can also execute. And moreover, okay, moreover, this class file is platform independent. I have made this on Windows. I can take it on Linux. I can take it on any other operating system and execute it. That is why Java is a very good language. It's a platform independent language. When you run a Java file, you get a class file which can be executed on any OS. How it will be executed, don't go into that right now. I'm just telling you. Okay, right. Suppose if I make one more program over here, known as say hello. Okay, with the main function. And inside this program, I print say hello, and when I run this program, this is the button on the top to run. Okay, it prints say hello, and you will be able to see say hello.class file generated under the bin folder. So every Java file is converted to a class file. Okay, now what happens is that when we make a project, or anybody who makes a project, right, he makes lot of Java files. Okay, all these Java files, they get converted to class files. Okay, the number of Java files will be equal to number of class files, and you have to give these class files to the client, or you have to deploy these class files on the server so that they can be executed. Okay, so what we do is that we don't send them individually, we put them in a single file. This single file is known as a jar file. A jar file is a collection of many class files. Okay, right. For example, when you installed Java on your system, this is JRE system library. Okay, this is Java which was installed on your system. Okay, if you expand this, you will see lot of jar files. Java is nothing but collection of lot of jar files. This is the jar file, say rt.jar. If you expand it, you will see many class files under it. There are many class files under it. Okay, and you can use these class files. Alright, say if I write over here system.out.println new date. What is new over here? Just forget about it. I'm just giving you a small example. If I run this program, it prints the current date, time zone, everything. Okay, date is a class. It's a class file which is present in one of these jars. Okay, and I have used the date class over here to print the current time with the time zone and everything. Okay, so I never had to write the programming logic to calculate today's date. I used the pre-existing functionality which was there inside Java. Alright, and that's what exactly happens in Selenium as well. Okay, it's not a rocket science. Selenium has got its own set of jar files which you have to put in your project, and you have to use the pre-existing features or classes in those jar files. A jar file is nothing but a collection of class files. That's what I told you, and I just showed you that I use the date class which is present in one of the jar files of Java. Okay, now you can download the jar files of Selenium as well. There is no executable for Selenium. Selenium is not installed. You will never get an exe file for Selenium. If you go to Selenium website, seleniumhq.org, and click on the download link, okay, what you will get is that you will get this page where you can download the Java version. Okay, right, and when you download it, you will get a zip file. You extract that zip file. Okay, after extracting that zip file, you will get this folder, Selenium Java 3.4, the latest version. Alright, and when you open it, you will find the jar file. This is the main Selenium jar file. This jar file is provided by people who made Selenium, obviously. Okay, and under the library folder, this library folder, you will see many other jar files. All you need to do is that you need to include all these jar files inside Eclipse. That's it. There is no executable for Selenium, there is nothing. You right click on the project and you go to the properties section. There is a properties section in the end, right? And go to Java build path. This is Java build path, and you will see 4 tabs over here. I'm recording the session. You can look at the recording as well if you forget the process. Okay, this is the libraries tab. You select the libraries tab, select add external jars, and go to the Selenium folder. Select the main jar file, add it, and also don't forget to add all the jars under library folder. You have to include all the jars under the library folder as well to configure Selenium. Okay, so that's it. Selenium is configured on your PC. You will see this reference library section under which all the jars will be there. If you don't see this reference library section, sometimes all the jars they get listed directly over here, then make sure in Eclipse you are in Java perspective. Okay, click on this small icon. This is a small icon over here. Okay, click on this and you will be seeing Java over here, Java perspective. You select this Java perspective. Okay, then you will see the reference libraries. Now this is JRE system library. This library had, the jar files of Java. Okay, and this is reference libraries. This is having the jar files of Selenium. So you can use inbuilt features inside these jars. For example, okay, for example, I'll just give you, hold on, I'll just write a simple piece of code. Alright, I will not actually explain what it is. Okay, if I use this class Chrome driver. Chrome driver is one of the classes in Selenium. It is present inside these jar files. Okay, if I run this code, it will simply open a blank Chrome browser, nothing else. Okay, right. What is this new? What is this line? I will explain everything to you in the coming classes, but I just want to emphasize on one thing right now, that I never invented something, or I never tried to make something of my own. Everything is inbuilt. Everything in Selenium is inbuilt. You need to understand the inbuilt things in Selenium, and to understand those things you will have to use this Java doc, the documentation of Selenium. And as I told you, to understand this documentation, you will have to know the concept of object-oriented programming in Java. Okay, so the next thing which we will be doing is we will be learning OOPS, object-oriented programming, and then we will come over to Selenium. Okay, right. Anybody with any questions right now? Any questions from anyone? Regarding Selenium, regarding this course, regarding anything? You can feel free to ask questions. You can use the chat, or you can unmute yourself and you can ask questions. Is it possible to test the program on Chrome? Yes, you can. You can run your programs on Chrome with Selenium. You can. No, Gayatri, it's actually not required. Okay, I never did manual testing, to be very honest. Yeah, since beginning I'm in automation only and load testing and web sources. So you don't need manual testing experience to learn automation. Okay. So, anybody else with any questions? Look, there was a question being asked, like I didn't answer it deliberately. Somebody asked it long time back. Will we cover any project in this? Okay. Look, I just don't want to jump over to a project directly. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, hold on, Gopal. I'll answer your question just a minute. Look, what happens is, I'll tell you. What is the motive? What is the objective of this training? Okay, what you should be learning from this training? Right. When we work practically, all right, we have got test cases. All right, this is my test case 1. This is my test case 2. These are the Selenium test cases which are automated. Okay, right. Now I want to run these test cases in a serial order, one after another. Or sometimes you want to use grid and you want to run them parallelly, that all of them should be executed parallelly. Sometimes you want to skip a test case, that after TC1 directly TC3 should start and then TC4. You want to run these test cases across all the browsers as well. So yeah, there are different requirements, right? Apart from that, you want to read your data from an external file, like XLS file or a properties file or an XML file, right? And also there is a requirement that you need to generate reports. Okay, right, reports means HTML reports. You need to embed logs in the reports. You need to embed screenshots of the errors in the reports. What are logs? Logs, they tell you what happened at what happened when you were running the scripts and all. For example, these are sample reports which I am having. I'll answer your questions. Hold on. I know people are asking questions. Just hold on. So, like, this is one of the reports. Just a minute. Fine. So these are the test cases over here, right? Every test case has got logs mentioned, that what happened at every moment when the test case was running. And if something failed in the end, you have the screenshot also embedded inside the reports. Okay, so you can get the graphical format of the these are known as extend reports. Okay, right. So this is what I mean. Right. Now out here you need to generate reports, logs, everything. Right. Apart from that, you have a requirement that you want to integrate your framework with a tool like Jenkins, and you want to run the framework on grid as well to make it, to save time, right? So to facilitate all these things, we have a centralized controller. This centralized controller is JUnit or TestNG, or people use Cucumber BDD, right? Or you have got JBehave, Fitness. There are a lot of tools available, right? So what these tools they do is that they will help you to read the data from the Excel file. They will invoke the test cases in the desired serial or parallel order and all. And these frameworks will help you to generate reports as well. So this is what our objective is in this training. If you talk about Selenium, then Selenium is just the one in this purple box. Selenium will only help you to interact with the browsers. Selenium will not help you to, there is nothing in Selenium which can generate reports or read data from Excel file and all. Okay, so you have to do it yourself. So apart from learning Selenium, there are other things also which you need to learn, like JUnit or TestNG or report generation, and that's what we will be doing as we process like progress. We will be learning TestNG, we will be learning file handling, Excel reading and all. Okay, but first we will finish off the concepts of Selenium. Okay, and I'll be giving you a lot of exercises as well. Right, so this is what we tend to do in this training. Okay, so there are a few questions being asked. Is Selenium supporting all the browsers? Yes, officially it is supporting all the browsers, but generally Opera and Safari, they give a lot of issues with Selenium. I've seen that. Okay, right. Another question which is being asked is there any version dependency on Eclipse with respect to Selenium? No, there is no version. You can use any version of Selenium in Eclipse. It's not like that. Okay, right.
So, Ashish, one quick question.
Yes.
When we want to pull the data from the database, we'll be able to connect it through, is there like anything rules and regulations, like we need to process the connectivity part and all that?
Look, data, it is your choice where you want to read it from. Some people want to read it from Excel file, some people from properties, even some people want to read it from the database. Okay, so it is your choice. If you Java can connect it to anything, and you can connect it any place, and you can simply get the data. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So this is the first class. People have questions. That's why I was emphasizing that if anybody is having any questions, right? So what we
in OOPS concept, like are we going to do the basic one, or it will be like,
No, we'll be doing it in a quite thorough way. Okay. So tomorrow I'll be covering up the OOPS. You will be getting a new meeting link for tomorrow. Okay. I'll stop here for today. I think it's enough. All right. And every day you will get a new meeting link.